Hello, YouTube. Hope you guys, girls, and everything in between are doing well this evening or whatever it is in your part of the world. I'm James. This is my channel. This is a new channel. I'm new to the whole YouTube thing. So let's see how this goes. Um, this will be an art channel, and it's gonna be more. I guess it's gonna be more about my journey as an artist. I haven't really decided exactly what the channel is going to be about, like what type of art. Um, is it going to be just straight up drawing, pencil drawing, or am I gonna throw some painting in there or digital art? You know, things of that nature. I haven't decided if it's going to be strictly entertainment channel or a learning channel. Well, I guess you could learn from maybe some of the stories in my journey that I'm taking. So, I mean, it's going to have a bit of learning in it, but yeah, it could be anything. We're just gonna have to see how that goes. So you guys are gonna have to bear with me since I am newer to the YouTube thing. You know, I haven't really worked out all the kinks of this whole ordeal, but yeah, you're just gonna have to watch and see and kind of watch me grow. So I started this channel to pretty much go on this journey, to become better at drawing, at art in general, to push myself, to keep myself accountable. I started it to grow as an artist, you know, and to find other people who may have something that they are good at or passionate about, they love to do. Um, you know, maybe them seeing my journey will motivate them, move them to, reach what they want to do, reach their dream. I'm sure they have something they may want to accomplish. And, just to finally go through that what if and see it all the way through, the start the what if journey. We all have these what if journeys in our life that we just, for some reason, most of us never go on them. We never see them through. So I wanna go all the way through that journey. So we will see. And on this journey, I got a couple things to kind of help me put things into perspective and help me really grow on this journey, trying to maximize my growth. So I put on down a couple things. This is gonna be a growing and changing list, because I'm gonna have to fine tune it to really maximize the what I get out of it. So I just have a few things I jotted down here to get me started. So on this journey, one thing I do want to do, and this is I guess the overarching one of the overarching themes of this, it is pretty much test the 10,000 hour rule. And if you never heard of the 10,000 hour rule, you can look it up. You just type in 10,000 hour rule on YouTube. You get tons of videos talking about it, but it's basically, if you haven't heard, I'll give you a quick explanation for it. It is basically how long they say you need to do something to become a master or an expert at it. So basically 10,000 hours is kind of like if you devote like 10,000 hours of time to learning something and getting better at it, you would excel at that thing. You would do that thing better than most of the people in the world, or most of the people in the industry. But so I want to kind of test that theory, but I want to do it in a smart way, or do something for 10,000 hours. But if you're doing it, if you have an ineffective learning strategy, or you doing it wrong, or whatever it may be, it can really affect how much progress you make. So somebody might think, oh, I just dropped 10,000 hours and I've been expert, but did you don't do any like focus training, it's not gonna yield what you think it will, or what you expect it to yield. Because if you don't practice the things you don't know, you would never learn them, right? So for instance, in this case, I'm drawing hands, right? In this video, I'm practicing hands, right? So you see me up here like mapping out the hand, and instead of just drawing it for reference and making it look like a hand, I'm really kind of trying to break down a hand and commit it to my memory, my drawing bank, right? I'm trying to have that in there and commit it to memory, so that whenever I need to draw a hand like this, or draw a hand, I can pump out a hand without reference. But I really need to do a lot of work on hands. So that's kind of like my first thing that I've been working on in this journey. Is one of the first things that I decided I wanted to get better at and really do some focus training at, is the hand. Because a lot of artists have troubles, so many troubles with hands. I mean, think about how many artists you've seen, put the hands in the pocket or hide the hands in some way, because it's a hard part of the anatomy to really get down to draw it and it looks right. On paper, hands kind of always look like they're not quite right. So they're really hard to get down. I mean, even in pictures, if somebody have their hands face a certain way, they don't even look like they are right. So I really want to just have that focus training. I guess it's called. I heard it called. Well, you got your focus training. So the focus training would be, just having a structure. The other day, 3 weeks ago, maybe a week ago, I think, and he was talking about deep end training, and that's like really doing the things that you haven't done, you haven't learned, you don't know how to do, or the things that you're not good at, and really focusing on those things. In the boardroom, maybe it might be the boardroom part that you're not really that good at, that you need to really bar down and learn. So the deep end training is you always doing something that's uncomfortable for you. So did you do like hands? I would say hands is not like super uncomfortable for me, because I can draw them to a okay level. I can't do them at every angle, but I know a few angles, and I can draw them good enough to, where you look at the art, it's like, okay, he kind of has knowledge of the hands, right? I can draw them to a level like that, but it'll still be, I would say it's not super deep in. It's deep in on some level because of the different angles, but it's something that I'm not super comfortable with. So the deep end training is just all about getting in there and doing, something that you're not super comfortable with. That might be drawing expressions. That might be perspective drawing, which perspective drawing is one that I have to do. I'm okay with the 1, 2, 3 point perspective, but when it starts getting into those higher numbers, like the 5 point, like when they make the place look like a what is it, the fish bowl look or the fish eye look, where everything is kind of rounded, and it's so many different levels of perspective. Most of us, just maybe get to the 1, 2, 3 point perspective, but it's higher levels to it. It's levels to it. So, but basically throughout this journey, I'm just trying to, master drawing, or the type of drawing that I want to do. Because mastery, there's so many styles of drawing. It would take lifetimes to master all of them. But just master what I'm trying to do. Like my style, master what is supposed to come out of me. Yeah, and I have to fine tune this journey. It's a work in progress, but that's where I'm starting. That's where I'm starting in this journey. Okay, so what should I talk about? I guess I would talk about kind of how I got started drawing, how I got into it. I remember being young, maybe around first, second grade or whatnot. Um, I started. We used to draw. I used to draw with my cousins, and what we would do is we would draw these little like comic skits or whatnot, and the skits would be the little comics would be different things. Generally, usually it'd be like fighting scenes, um, like ninjas, explosives, whatever type of mayhem we could conceive at the time. Uh, and basically, what we would do is we would have one sheet of paper and we will take turns drawing on it. So how it would go is one person will, start it. They might draw, um, like they might start out drawing like say a ninja in a fighting pose, and then the next person might add like somebody else, doing something else, facing off with them, or somebody who's on their team, or, some vehicle like a helicopter after them, or just you would just keep adding to the scene, to the comic, and that's what we would do. So it'll just keep going around and keep the story going, just keep adding to the story, but through drawing too. So one person might draw the ninja later, and the other guy that, let's just say somebody drew somebody that the ninja was fighting, we'll start drawing fighting scenes in it. Maybe him and the ninja might start fighting, throwing ninja stars, or shooting, what have you. So I remember doing those, and I remember my cousins actually being better at drawing and doing those scenes than I was. So it kind of motivated me to get better, and that really kind of got me into drawing. Those are my first like memories, like my first strong memories of drawing early in life. And later on, like around third grade, was when I really like kind of bogged down and was like, I'm gonna learn to draw. I'm gonna make sure I get good at drawing. So like in the third grade, what I would do is I would just try to draw things, and what I would do is I would like start out tracing them, right? So I would trace something to kind of get a grasp of what how I need to go about trying to draw this thing. So I would trace it. Maybe I would trace it lightly and then go back and darken it, and it was really just kind of training my hand how to do the motions. Now that I think about it, that's pretty much what I was doing. I was training my hands how to do the motion of drawing. So, and training myself how to see objects, like how I have to draw objects to, like, make them look a certain way, to make it look 3D or make it look like it's in perspective. I was pretty much doing all that intuitively and not realizing what I was doing. But so I would trace these drawings, and basically what I would do is I would trace it to a certain point, and then I try to finish it on my own. And then I trace it to a certain point, I try to finish it on my own. And eventually I got to where I would have to trace less and less and less, and then, eventually I got to where I didn't have to trace at all. And I remember that summer, third grade to fourth grade, I just really bogged down and just drew. I made sure that I that summer I didn't really do much else. Like I would just draw. I remember in my mom room she had this little, it was like a little desk area, and it had a little light, and I would sit there with a stack of paper. And at the time I would draw like Mortal Kombat characters. That was like the big thing. I would sit there and draw like the different Mortal Kombat characters. So I would just sit there, draw them, over and over and over and over again, right? And I just got better. I just got better at drawing them. And that's kind of, that summer, that 2.5 month period, I didn't even really play video games like I normally would have during that time, at the level I normally would have during that time. It was just drawing was the thing. I put my mind to it, and by the time school started back up, fourth grade, I was one of the kids that could draw. And that's kind of how my drawing journey began. That's how that began. Yeah, so that's that. That's a little insight into how I got into art, and it's just something that kind of continued on through school, up through high school. Unfortunately, I kind of got away from it after high school. This is kind of when this is one of the first times where I really got away from drawing from a long period of time. Out of high school, went into the workforce, and you start working, and you just it kind of falls by the wayside, and that's part of one of the reasons why I'm starting this journey, is because it's a talent that I never fully developed, and I want to see what I can do with it. I want to know what level I can get to. Can I make it? Can I really make it into a successful career? Can I master it? All of those things. So that's where I'm at. Okay, I think I'm gonna end this video around this time. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. You guys can subscribe if you want to. Hit that like button. And I will see you guys next video. I haven't really got a schedule down of when and how often I'm going to post, but hopefully in the coming weeks I will get all that straightened out and I will be coming at you on a regular schedule. But we'll see how that goes. So until next time, I'm out.